Yo, still bills, what's the deal, man? I just bet it's Friday, it's payday. And if you know me, if you follow me on Facebook, y'all know I'm the biggest Lil Wayne detractor, man. I cannot stand that nigga. I can't stand Lil Wayne, bro. And his album dropped, I think, last night or whatever, man. I just woke up to how trash the album was, man. So I'm smiling from ear to ear right now, bro. Lil Wayne is oh my God. And I'm super trolling niggas on my Facebook page too, bro. Super trolling, because they know I can't stand that nigga. They know it, man. So I'm like, y'all gonna hear from me all day, maybe all weekend. Shit, nigga. Yeah. So it's actually, you know, my day is starting off pretty well. You dig me? It's a beautiful day. But feet game, man. We gotta get into this shit, man. And that's Keyshawn Davis, my man. Keyshawn Davis, bro. You disappointed the fuck out of me with what I heard yesterday. You disappointed the fuck out of me yesterday, man. What's wild is you've been saying everything right up until the last week or so, man. You've been saying everything right. When it came to Tank, you were saying everything right, man. Just, you know, Teofimo Lopez, you everything right, man. You go on that Najee interview, you let it be known, yo, Turkey, I want T.O., my nigga. I want T.O. And you ain't backing down on that. I'm like, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. And before I heard what I heard, I'm like, yo, the next American superstar is gonna be Keyshawn Davis. He has the charisma, he has the fighting style. You got all the ingredients necessary to be the next American superstar in the sport of boxing, bro. You do, bro. You're a really good fighter, well balanced, good feet. You know, a balance of offense and defense. You ain't overtly, defensive, and you ain't overtly offensive. You know how to switch it up. You know how to go off of your back foot. You know how to set traps, but you also know how to lead the dance as well. That is what the game needs, my guy. What you did with Abdullah Mason yesterday at the presser, that was a beautiful thing. I'm like, that's what the fuck I'm talking about, man. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. Because people in your position who are champions, man, y'all not necessarily looking to get, rumble with the cats who are still making their bones in the sport. Y'all not looking to do that. And for you to bang on them the way that you did, well, what's up, nigga? What you trying to do? I loved it. I loved every minute of that. I was super hyped with what I saw from you yesterday. Then I hear, why do I need to unify with muratualla? That makes no sense. Why should I have to pay for another belt when I'm already paying for this one? And that just crushed my soul, my man. That just crushed my soul. Man, listen, dog. You went from banging on Tank early on, right? Like, y'all gotta ask Tank why he don't want to fight me. You dig? Y'all gotta ask him that. Why you just like, hey, y'all gotta go to him with all that. Pretty much, you was getting into that lane where you was like, I don't need Tank. You dig? I don't even want to mention that nigga name. Why do I need, why does every name in the division have to be attached to this nigga? You know what I'm saying? Why? That was just the energy you was giving off, bro. Like, we don't need Tank. Tank is on his way out. Tank is not even, outside of a little bit more popularity, he's not doing something that's so extravagant that, motherfuckers need to go holler at him. It's a bag, that's about it. But if you go over there with the PBC, it ain't really even no bag like that. Because you're not, Keyshawn is not at the level where, Ryan Garcia is as far as popularity and marketing goes. Niggas don't know you like that as of yet. So you're not getting no life-altering paycheck to fight this nigga for you to continue to, mention this nigga name. So it was, that shit is pointless. You dig? Why the fuck are we? Why? I love that energy. I was like, that's what the fuck I like to hear, bro. Fuck a Tank. You don't need to keep mentioning this dude's name. But then you double back with some, yeah, man, just kind of like you were singing his praises on Najee's channel, man. And if Tank sent you an offer, or Tank showed the slightest bit of interest in fighting you, you wouldn't worry about sanctioning fees. You wouldn't. You wouldn't worry about sanctioning fees because you take that fight. Now, granted, a fight with Tank is a bigger fight than Raymond Muratualla. Yeah, I definitely get that. It is, but it's still another sanctioning fee. it's still another sanctioning fee, man. You can't sit here and kind of, I don't want to sound disrespectful to Keyshawn, because sometimes people say shit in the moment. Sometimes niggas will say some shit in the moment and it don't necessarily be how they, just, it don't be as bad as it sounds. Sometimes it be like that. So I'm not about to sit here and say that you groveling that dude feet or nothing like that, but it is a cause to pause and say, my nigga, come on, man. Like, you was just kind of congratulatory of this nigga, bro. Congratulatory of a dude who is not even showing you, paying you any attention, my guy. Like, he's not even, he's not looking, he doesn't look at you in the same like he looks at Shakur. Because Shakur, I think, is, Shakur is a bigger threat to him to lose than you are. You have the style of which he can at least say, I like my chances better with him. Shakur is just somebody that's just going to run and give me a headache, and I'm not going to be able to cut the ring off and close distance like I want to. So he's not really even going to look in the direction of a Shakur Stevenson, but, he's a lot more inviting with you. But he's still not going to fight you. And for you to sit there and kind of sing that nigga praises the way that you were singing his praises, that tells me that, you're still holding out some sort of hope in a fight with that nigga, and it'll be a unification match. And if you beat him, it ain't like you're going to say, all right, yo, Tank, you can have your belt. I don't want that belt. You're not going to relinquish the belt. You're going to keep the belt. You're going to keep the belt, Brody. But you have a fight right over there with muratualla where you can unify, and that right there, that usurps and Tank's entire resume. A win over muratualla and you're a fucking unified champion, bro. You can't use the fact that it's another sanctioning fee to to justify the fact that you don't want to fight him. So at that, Robert Garcia said it correct. So you just don't want to unify at any point in time in your career. That's not a good look, youngin. That's not a good look. That's unbecoming of a champion, dog, because at the end of the day, your goal is to collect all of the Infinity Stones in the division. You can't do that if you're worried about sanctioning fees. I get what you're saying, because a lot of these sanctioning bodies, they don't play by the rules. That's understandable, man, but usually the people who get preferential treatment are the ones who put in the necessary road work for the sanctioning bodies to say, we're about to invest more in him as opposed to him. You want to be that guy. You want to dictate how the sanctioning bodies move. I'm not the biggest proponent of it because, David Benavidez holding, occupying a belt and an interim strap. You're denying another fighter an opportunity for the belt. I don't like that at all. But he's in position of where the sanctioning bodies are invested in him. You want to be in that position. And to do that, you got to go through the gauntlet. You got to put in the necessary road work, bro. And I just didn't like what I heard yesterday, man. You dig? I've never understood, you don't turn down a unification match. Or you could have a unification match, but say, all right, cool, I did that. I don't know. I'm cool. I'm good with one belt. You could take that route. You could definitely take that route, my man. Like, that shit just really just discouraged me, bro, because you was showing everything necessary to make a nigga a believer in you. And I'm still a believer in you. Bro. I think you're, as far as marketing is concerned, you're gonna, in the next year or so, you're gonna completely usurp Shakur Stevenson. You're going to usurp Shakur Stevenson, dog, because of the style. You have the style that gravitates, attention to the sport, bro. You're an entertaining fighter, and you're great at it. But now it's like, all right, cool, I'm a champion. Now we start looking toward, to, amass more accolades. Now we looking like, all right, cool, I got a belt. Now I'm trying to make my introduction onto the pound for pound list. And how do you do that? By going through champions, by unifying. muratualla is an undefeated fighter. He's an undefeated fighter. And I think he's going to they're gonna give him that IBF. Why? And that's an easy fight to make before, and it would be dope to be unified before you leave the division. Because you ain't got long there. And you even said that I don't got long there. So why not go get that belt before you ascend into the next division? That would be the perfect segue to start off your 140-pound campaign. Former unified champion at 135. Before you jump up there I mean, just you look at all the sharks up there, because I think a lot of them dudes are gonna leave, sometime soon. I think Richardson Hitchens is gonna leave soon. He's gonna leave that division soon. I think Matias still has work to do there, and he said that, like, I still got shit to do at 140 pounds before I go up to 147. Like, I'm good where I'm at. You got Matias up there, man. You got Russell. You got fucking Sandor Martin. You got Puello. You got, that division is lush. You got Liam Pyro. You got, that division is deep. There's no way you can justify looking to give Abdullah Mason a shot and ignore Raymond Muratalla. There's no way you can do that. Even though I like that you did that, even though I like that you stepped to Abdullah Mason and in the position that you're in. It's like I ain't forgetting about you you little niggas, man. Little nigga talk greasy to me. I'ma step on him, I'ma crash that little nigga. I fucks with that. But you got a dude that's your contemporary right there. He's right there. And you gonna say that doesn't make sense because you don't want to pay sanctioning fees or whatever for another belt when you already paying on this one, man. I don't like that, bro. I don't like that. You are going against the grain of what the modern American boxer is about. At least that's what you were. And then you do this diva shit. You do this shit right here, man, and it's just like, man, come on, man. And I just made a Facebook stat saying you are next up. You are the next American superstar, dog. You are. And then you do this shit, man. I'm like, come on, Key. Come on, Key. Come on, my nigga. This is not becoming of a champion, my nigga. It's not. You don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be that guy. Please go unify with Raymond Muratalla, man. Please go unify with that dude. Please. Get Tank out your head. Tank is not paying attention to y'all. He's not. Tank don't give a fuck about none of y'all niggas, man. He don't. That dude would rather pull up a 130-pounder before he looks y'all in the face, or in the face-off. He has no interest in fighting you dudes. He will fight Ryan Garcia before he fights you, Shakur, Tevin Farmer, even though Tevin Farmer is, late in his career. He'll fight Abdullah Mason because Abdullah Mason still, he may still need a little bit more seasoning. He's not looking in y'all direction, man. So all this, needing to praise this dude and throw roses at his feet is like, y'all are still holding out hope that this nigga's gonna come to holler at y'all, and he's not. He's just not, bro. Y'all need to start making a lane for your own, making your own bones. That's what y'all need to start doing, man. Just focusing on y'all. Tank is not worried about y'all. Stop mentioning his name in interviews, and if you do mention his name in interviews, simply berate him and let him know, man, I don't give a fuck about no Tank. I don't need Tank. I don't want to fight Tank. If you want to be real, Tank need us. As far as, Hall of Fame aspirations are concerned, because he will not make the Hall with the caliber of competition that he's fought. He ain't fought no damn body. He ain't fought nobody. And the biggest win you can give him is Ryan Garcia with a fucking 2 weight stipulations. You can't. All right, cool. If you're happy with that, all right, man, kudos to you. But nah, bro, I'm not worried about no Tank. That's the energy that we need. Instead of you singing this nigga praises, man, and then you turning down a fight with Raymond Muratalla, bro. That's just not a good look. It's not a good look, loved one. It's not a good look. You better than that. You better than that. You way better than that. So I wish you well. I personally think you're gonna do Edwin De Los Santos dirty. I think it's gonna be an entertaining fight, but I think you're gonna get him the fuck up out of there, Brody. I think you're gonna get him the fuck up out of there. And then, you know, just when it comes to muratualla, I really hope you reconsider what it is you're saying, because y'all are practically on the same schedule. I think muratualla fights either this month or next month. He fights this month or next month. And if y'all fight like that, y'all could fuck around and get a fight by fall. Early fall, late fall. Early fall, late fall. Y'all can squeeze a fight in there, man. And now we got a unification, an in-house unification bout right there. And that is, you know, now we talking about one of y'all being on the, you know, on the pound for pounds list, making y'all official introduction to the pound for pound list. But don't be that dude, man. Do not be that dude playing politics, man. No, bro, no. The objective is to be undisputed. That's the energy of this modern era. That's what I said. I made a video about it before, man. I don't think, at least in the last crop of fighters, they didn't, you know, just in bulk make the you know, the all-time great fighters that, you know, that they did in the 90s and the early 2000s or the 80s and the 70s and all that. However, the energy was undisputed. I want to go for all the marbles. That was dope. That is the go. You want to keep up with that energy, man, because you know, Devin Haney didn't have the best undisputed run, but you can't deny the fact that he was undisputed. He did it. His name is in the history books as far with very little company. So you want that. That should be an aspiration of yours, man. Undisputed. You can't do that though if you talking about motherfucking sanctioning fees. When if Tank gave you that same opportunity, you take it. Priorities, my man. Get them in line and let's get to greatness. I got a lot of faith in you, and I really hope you reconsider on, you know, your stance, man. And that's all I got to say about it. I'll get with y'all later. Doses.